Hey guys, what's up? This is your girl. Y'all know who it is. Model E, the one and only. Welcome to another episode of Talking with E. Yes, me. I hope you guys have been well. That's what I like to hear. Uh-huh. Well, you guys know the rundown. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend about Talking with E podcast. I have been getting a lot of exciting news and feedback from the new podcast. Yeah, so I really love the direction that it's going into, and you guys are well as well, and I appreciate it. Thank you. So before we go ahead and start the show, you guys know to continue to follow me on Instagram at EN Friends Pod and on Twitter at Erica Jones with the Z on the end. And also, if you have a Roku Smart TV, make sure that you go and download the Got What You Need TV app. That's GWUN TV. Download it so you can watch all the podcasts on that network and not just podcasts. We have shows, we have other shows coming. We have a documentary that's coming soon. And soon we will have a kids channel. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing from us. Okay. So make sure you do that. Now, I want to read something to you guys. No video. So I'm just going to read it. And it's, relationship abuse. So this will probably be the main topic for tonight, but I'm not going to go too much into it because I have something in store for you guys that's really dope. Okay. All right. So when it goes like this, my husband of 9 years just slapped me for the first time today in front of our son. Should I slap him back to show my husband that he will get the boomerang treatment if he hits me again, and to show our son that his mother isn't scared of his dad? Now, this is a very touchy subject. Anytime that it has anything to do with abuse, domestic abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, it's basically all the same. And so when two adults come together and they argue and they physically touch one another in front of a child or in front of the kids, that should always be a no-no. Because if you have difference with each other, you should always do that away from the kids so where they won't see it. And anyway, I don't believe in putting your hands on anyone. I think everybody should keep their hands to themselves, or shall I say, keep your hands in your pockets. Don't touch no one. Yes, we get into arguments, things happen, we disagree. But for someone to put their hand on you is never acceptable. Now, this woman has says that this guy slapped her for the first time in front of their son that day. And I want to say that don't do it for the child to try and show your dominance, because as a woman, we are very fragile individuals. Okay. And no matter how big you are, no matter how many muscles you got, when you are against a man, a male version, okay, it may not be a easy battle to win. So you need to know what you can be up against and what could happen. So you always got to think in that manner. I don't think that she should go and do it for the child's sake, just so he won't see that, oh, his mama is weak. Don't ever do that. When you do that, I think you should do it for standing up for yourself. And also, like I said, be prepared of the consequences. Now, do I believe in standing up for yourself? Yes, I do. As a woman, a young woman who has came from a domestic violence situation. Within my first marriage, I was within a situation of domestic violence. And did I saw that domestic violence prior getting married? Yes, I did. But I didn't take heed to it. I continue to do it because fool in love, young in love and or lust, whatever you may call it. But you have to understand what you're getting to after that, you know. And it doesn't matter if it's a slap or, a little punch on the wrist or a hard tug. It's still touching and it still can hurt someone. So I don't think it's acceptable. It's not. So this lady actually said that she didn't know if she'd have, posted that question or not because she didn't know exactly what would come out of it. And, other people came on there and, they kind of told their situation about what they saw or what they have been through. And, it was dope, And so she come out and she said that she, was happy that she did, write that because it can, kind of actually help her make her decision. Now, this happened, okay, one time. It's a possibility that it can happen again. And if it does happen again, it could be something more than just a slap. So you, as an adult, a woman, have to think about, okay, what do I do in this situation? What if this occur again? First of all, talk about that. This is first time doing it. Hey, what's going on? Why did you do that? Why did you have to go to that level? You know, I don't appreciate you doing that. Don't do that again. And it might could just be, something that just happened or triggered in a spur of the moment. Still, it's not okay, but still, you should talk about it. And, you go on with life and okay, everybody has forgive and it happened again. Or like I say, it went deeper into something else. Now you have multiple red flags. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay there? Or are you going to continue to, are you going to try to leave? Or are you going to stay and deal with it? Or are you going to stay and you're going to fight back and you two would just be two animals going at it all the time? And you have kids and your kids see that and it's not, stable. It doesn't look good for the kids because you don't ever want your kids to see any type of violence going on in a relationship because you don't want them growing up thinking that's the way that it's supposed to be. And when I was in my situation back in the day, my ex, he actually was brought up in that situation. His parents done that. And so he got that from his father. But it only took one good time and that was that. I'm not going to give too much of that because you guys can actually um, download the Got What You Need TV app on Roku if you have that smart TV, because that will be a documentary that will be coming out soon. So I appreciate if you guys go and get that app. Okay. Get that app and then you can see more. I'm not going to spill the beans. I'm not going to do it. So, but going back to the situation, like I say, it all depends on what's going to come next. And we all knows when you get into a situation like that, there is always something next. So you can talk about it, be upfront about it, catch it head on, and you can see where it goes. It all depends on the person. Some people may be like, oh, nope, that's the only time I'm not going to deal with it. Some other was like, okay, well, he made a mistake. He said he's sorry. He's not going to do it again. I'm going to give him another try. Okay. So you go and you give him a chance and he did it again. And now it's up to you to say, Okay, he really didn't mean to do it. I'm going to give him another chance. So that's the second chance you have given him. And I'm saying him because, most of the time we hear about men abusing women. Yes, women do abuse men, but we don't really hear anything about that. But we're talking about this situation here. So don't y'all come at me about, well, men get abused too. We have more women speak about abuse than men, but it does happen. I acknowledge that. So, it's a tough situation. You don't ever want your kids to see that. I can say, my husband and I, we never went through anything physical like that, but there are times when we disagree on things, and especially like in our early on days. If you guys listen to the Life and Love podcast with Erica and Sean, that's me. It comes on every Thursday on Spreaker and on YouTube on the Got What You Need Network. That's GWN space network. And make sure you like and subscribe and follow. And you can watch and listen to us there. We talk about, basically what goes on in the marriage, about our marriage, how we handle things, what works for us, what doesn't work for us, and, just different scenarios, about relationships. And so early in our early on days, we we really didn't mesh with each other at all times because he was a totally different person that I was used to, and I was a different person than what he was used to. I was used to everyone, that I dated gave me my way. It was always yes. I did what I want. So when I got with him, it was like, he's not going to let me get away with everything, like not right then that I want to. Or he would ask me, hey, where are you going? Do you know what time you're going to be back? I took it as he was checking up on me. But in reality, it's not. It was more of a safe thing. Let me know where you at. Just in case something happens, I will know the vicinity that you were in. And it took me a little while to realize that because I have always been a person who just went where I wanted to go and not really, say anything. So it took me a while and I realized now, why he did those things. And I appreciate him for that. But we would have plenty of disagreements, but no one never raised a hand at each other. And now we have kids. And if we disagree about something, when we see the kids come, we shh, quiet. We may look at each other with side eyes, but the kids will never know what's going on. So I feel that's how you have to approach those situations. So this woman here, talk to him, have that conversation. Um, like I say, it depends on you if you feel that he made a mistake and you're not really worried about it, you just brush it off. Okay, that's cool. But if it happens again, just make sure you check off those multiple red flags box and, really think about it because it could be something that could be in your relationship and no one wants to be abused. You want to be able to feel safe, in your environment. That's the truth. You want to feel safe. No one ever wants to come home to their home because your home is your safe place. That's where you should always feel safe. You should always feel comfortable in your home. And I've heard it and I've seen it plenty of times where people would come home and it's both men and women. They're sitting in the drive through. They're sitting in the driveway or they make sure they go all these other places before they go home because it's so much drama at home and they just don't want to be there. And I don't ever want to live like that. Like I love my home. I love my family. And I'm always ready to go home. If I'm hanging out, I'm ready to come back home because I miss home. I'm wherever I'm at, I'm thinking about home, especially if my husband is not with me. I'm thinking about home. So, someone broke into one of my cars a few years ago, invaded my privacy. I hated it. That's mine. You invaded my privacy, and I was no longer comfortable in that car for a while. It took me a while to, get back comfortable with that because that was mine. I had things in there the way that I had it. So someone went in there and started rummaging through everything and, stole some things. And I don't get it. I don't understand why people mess with other people's private property, but they do. I don't get it. But um I'm going to move on from this subject because it can be a very touching subject. But I want you guys to make sure you go and download that Got What You Need TV app. So when the documentary comes out, and you guys know, I'll let you know. So you can go ahead and watch it. Okay. And also in the meantime, if you guys have any stories, talk to your girl. Okay. Everything, you can be anonymous or you can show your face if you want. It doesn't matter. Just let me know. All right. So there's something else I want to read to you guys. You know what? I'm gonna really, really cross my fingers on this. You know why? Because I didn't did my pre-checks. Okay. All right. So let's see. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, see, I didn't even do my homework. No, not that. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew it. It was gonna happen, you guys. All right.
Being more and more.
Hmm. Isn't this a blimp? Hmm. All right, hold on. I may have something for you. Let's see. Give me a second, y'all. Bear with me. All right, let's see.
Years meet a lot of Western men. Over this last decade, I've seen more and more American men here in Dubai with foreign wives. Women from Indonesia, from the Philippines, from Thailand, from Russia, from Ukraine. And I'm talking about your educated men, your school teachers, your engineers, your software technicians, your all of those
I don't like that.
professions where you get a good, solid, middle class, upper mid.
No, that's not right. All right, hold on. Hmm. See, this got your girl working tonight, and is here. I don't like what it doing. All right, y'all. Finally got it. Thanks for bearing with me.
I've been living in Dubai for the last 13 years, meet a lot of Western men. Over this last decade, I've seen more and more American men here in Dubai with foreign wives. Women from Indonesia, from the Philippines, from Thailand, from Russia, from Ukraine. And I'm talking about your educated men, your school teachers, your engineers, your software technicians, your all of those professions where you get a good, solid, middle class, upper middle class man. And everyone have said the same thing. When I asked them this question, why did you choose this wife? 99.9% of them have said, I just cannot take Western women anymore. They just want women that are agreeable, who are fit, they're friendly, they're not overweight. And I'm not just talking about black men, middle class white guys as well, you know? So you modern women in America, you guys gotta be aware that there's an incredible competition for your men. I'm just saying.
Oh,
I've been living in...
All right. Y'all heard him. He's just saying black women, and I can only speak for black women because I am black. There is competition out there. You may not think so, but it's competition out there. Now, this man, he said he went and lived in Dubai. he found him a wife out there. And we hear the talks all the time about, black men saying that, they don't want black women because a lot of black women, they like little chihuahuas. They do that all the time. And you know what? I'm not gonna say all do, but there are some. And we get on this social media as women and we just, oh, I don't need a man. And oh, if this man can't have this, then he ain't good. Or if he don't have a iPhone, he got an Android. I don't want nothing to do with him. Or if he still live with his mama, I don't want nothing to do with him. Or if he don't make this much, I don't want nothing to do with him. We gotta stop that, women. We gotta stop. Because what do you have? You still living at your mama house or you living in your grandma house. You don't have no 700 credit score. You driving a Honda Accord. I'm not down a Honda Accord because I had a Honda Accord and wouldn't mind having me a Honda Accord today. Okay. And you ain't walk around with no bag, not that type of bag. So black men, they don't want a woman. Okay. First of all, they don't want a woman that just gonna agree with them on everything. I know better than that. Oh, sorry, something in my eyes. They don't want a woman that just gonna agree with them. Okay. You got to have some type of, drive for yourself. Be able to have the ability to think on your own, but not be rah, 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 rah. You gonna do this and I ain't gonna do that. Let's not do that. And I know some of y'all may disagree with me and be like, ah, E's on that shit again. No, it is not that. I am a woman who thinks outside the box. I don't be on a woman's side just because she is a woman and I'm a woman. I don't do that. I think outside the box because we have to give the men some credit here. Okay. A lot of women out there don't give men enough credit. Some women just think a man just want them to shut up all the time and do what they say. No, it is not. When he wants you to shut up, that means you are talking a little too much. That means be quiet sometimes. It's not going to hurt to be quiet sometimes. You're not belittling yourself because you're sitting back being quiet. You're sitting back being quiet because you don't want to start anything. That's that's not needed. Because and I'm speaking about myself as well. I am actually better at it. I used to always talk all the time. When we had my husband and I have, disagreements and arguments, I got to get my point across and I got to be the last one to give it. And what does that do? It just makes things worse. That's it. It don't make it any better. And now we huffing and puffing until he smacks me on my ass, and then I'm in agreement. I'm good. But he, uh, mm, 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 mm. But there are other women out there, ladies, and our men, our black men are gone on the other side of the ocean because they can't take y'all rah rahness. Don't be a chihuahua. Be a, little a Yorkie. A Yorkie is very. They're small. They're cute, but they don't have all. Just calm that down. I know some of y'all can get mad at me, but I don't care. You know why? Because I am Model E, and this is Talking with E. All right. So I'm going to leave that with you guys to think about it. And if you are a woman out there who just know you nag a lot, and you know when you nag a lot, because I can get the fussing, being on my little rant, and even my boys, 12 and 7 years old, they will turn around and they will look at their daddy and was like, they all got that little thing where they do together when I start on my little rant. And that's how I know, okay, mommy's doing too much. Let me go ahead and calm down. So sometimes just calm down, chill out. You gonna thank me later. All right. All right, guys. So thank you for tuning into Talking with E. And make sure you follow me on Instagram at E and Friends Pod and on Twitter at Erica Jones with the Z on the end. And don't forget to download the Got What You Need TV app so you can watch all of our podcasts, which is the Black Male Podcast, the Encourage and Inspire podcast, and Politics, and also myself talking with E. And if you would like to be a guest on the show, holla at me. You know where I be. All right, guys. If you can't be good, be careful.